1957 may seem like a long time ago. The country was still enjoying an era of post-war prosperity, and generally, times just seemed a whole lot easier. It was rather monumental for a young attorney in Arkansas, for it was the year that John Wood decided to make Florida his home and become a realtor. John and his brother Jim grew up in El Dorado, Arkansas. Their father, who did not finish high school but became a very successful businessman, taught them to be frugal with dollars and encouraged them to gravitate toward entrepreneurial opportunities. Growing up, John worked in the family sporting goods store and bait manufacturing company, and in the summer following high school, traveled to 26 different states selling Wood's lures to various sporting goods stores. After 1 year in college, he decided to join the Navy and spent most of his tour on aircraft carrier duty. He then went back to school at a small college where he met and married Wanda. Together they attended the University of Arkansas, where Wanda obtained her master's degree and became a teacher, and John earned his law degree. But after 2 years, John decided that law was not for him. So in 1957, with $4,000 from the sale of their home, the Wood family loaded into their old Plymouth station wagon and headed to Florida. By sheer luck, they stumbled upon a small town called Naples that had less than 2,000 people at the time and a quaint fishing pier. John explains why he liked Naples in this 1991 interview when he won the Junior Achievement Hall of Fame Laureate Award.
It was a small city which appealed to us, and there was a lot of wealthy people that were living here then, and I knew that they could have lived anywhere they wanted to in the world, and they picked Naples.
Naples was an isolated town with a very small real estate market. The Naples Hospital had opened in '56, and there was the one indoor theater on 3rd Street. There, inside the old Quonset hut that had been used by the Army in World War II, you could see a semi-current movie, but in a summer downpour, the noise of the rain on the metal structure made it difficult to hear the actors' voices. John knew that Naples had great real estate potential. He went to work for another office until he could legally become a broker, and in 1958, John Wood & Associates was born as a two-person operation on 5th Avenue South. Home sites in Port Royal could be purchased for a mere $7,500 if the buyer agreed to build a home within 12 months, or $15,000 with no restrictions. In April of '59, the newspaper reported a settlement between Port Royal developer Joe Sample and a group of Gordon Drive millionaires to allow construction of the Port Royal Club. Sample guaranteed that the club would not be open after sundown, would not have a liquor license, and would never have nighttime dinner and dancing. As shown on this 1958 map, a new development had recently started at the far north end of town, called Coquina Sands. Naples was gradually starting to grow, and then it happened. September 10, 1960, Hurricane Donna scored a direct hit on the Naples-Bonita area, with winds over 150 miles per hour. The storm surge flooded every home lying west of 3rd Street. Then Naples Bay was sucked dry when the tides withdrew. The 5th Avenue South office was riddled with debris and soaked with wind-driven rain, since it and every other business along the street had their plate glass windows shattered in the storm. The devastation of Hurricane Donna brought in millions of dollars in insurance payments to Southwest Florida. The resulting rebuilding was the cornerstone for the early '60s growth surge that followed. Spurred by this new construction, vacant lots began selling at a rapid pace. The huge majority of real estate in the area was raw acreage, so John R. Wood Realtors made it their specialty. John felt that in order to sell acreage, customers needed to be assured that they were not buying swampland. So a new slogan was created: "Walk on it before you buy." The first in a long line of four-wheel drive acreage Jeeps was purchased with the slogan on the side. The relatively unique concept of actually letting customers see the acreage they were buying, coupled with the highly visible Jeeps and Wood's passion for ethics, created a reputation that is still embedded in the firm. The integrity was furthered as Wood assumed various positions of prominence in his newly chosen profession. In '63, after a year in which MLS sales hit a record 4.6 million, he was elected president of the Naples Area Board of Realtors, and held the same position in '64. This was followed by State Realtor of the Year, Chairman of the Florida Real Estate Commission, and President of the Florida Association of Realtors in '71, where he met with Governor Askew and led the association with his unique style of leadership. Volunteer involvement would become a defining element of the company, and John took active roles in community service with the Boy Scouts, United Fund, the Conservancy, the Chamber, and many other causes, such as this YMCA Fund Drive photo with Mamie Took. By 1969, the company had ballooned in size and now had John plus 8 agents. John continued his intense involvement with the realtor organizations and achieved the ultimate in 1981 when he assumed the presidency of the National Association of Realtors, an amazing achievement for a broker from the little town of Naples. In this capacity, Wood met with many national figures and dignitaries to discuss the state of the national housing market, including Presidents Carter and Reagan, and future Presidents Bush and Clinton. Rumor has it that whenever John was in the White House, he would always try to tell his latest joke. Probably more than any other time, the 80s had several key happenings that helped Southwest Florida be discovered. The completion of I-75 from Tampa to Naples in 81, the influence of the new regional airport in 83, and the opening of the Ritz-Carlton Naples and the Register Resort in 85 and 86 respectively, all brought Naples to a new level of worldwide notoriety. The Wood firm continued their focus on luxury neighborhoods, but it should be noted that prices were still very affordable. That same year, the company also achieved the first of what would be many price records for the firm, when they listed and sold their first home in Port Royal to break the $1 million mark. It sold for exactly $1 million. Phil Wood had joined the company in 1977 as an agent and moved into management in 1986. In 1993, Dottie Babcock came aboard. Together with John, these three were the executive committee that managed the company through the extreme growth period of the 90s and beyond, when the company made multiple acquisitions and when the market had incredible increases. During the next 2 decades, the firm expanded with new offices at various locations, including Bonita, Fifth Avenue South, North Naples, and Sanibel. Sales continued to grow, reaching $2.7 billion in 2005, an all-time high for the company. In July of 2005, the Southwest Florida market began rapidly falling, but the Wood firm was able to weather the storm while still maintaining sales of over $1 billion in every year of the recession. In 2013, the company has 11 offices, covering the areas from Marco to Sanibel and everything in between. Sales are projected to be once again approaching the $2 billion mark. As John R. Wood Realtors celebrates their 56th anniversary, one might wonder how a small, privately owned real estate company grew to this size and survived. When well-known national names such as Sears, Merrill Lynch, Arvida, and others disappeared from the real estate scene. John Wood answers that question by saying, quite simply, it's the people. We have an incredible team of staff and agents that together truly create legendary service for our clients. So the reputation of service and integrity lives on at John R. Wood Realtors as they help an ever-increasing number of clients find their dream home in paradise.